let's welcome in our food guest. It's weird. We have a food guest, formerly a beer guest, which is kind of cool. Josh Satin of Satin Hill Farm.
All right, so we're here with Wayne and Adam from 909 Beer, and I'm here to do a podcast. This is pretty crazy considering the last time I was here, I was a brewer, which seems like ages ago, but...
Well, how long ago? Like 3 years?
3? Was it 4? No, 3.
No, it was like 3.
3, okay.
In the brewery world, it is a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I had another brewing job after that.
Well, next year it'll be the 919 Sustainable Farming Podcast.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, should we get into that?
I like that,
Might
yes.
as well.
You got time for
It'll
that?
be riveting.
You got all the farmers
We'll just
in the
eat
area?
like carrots while we're like talking on the air.
Okay.
Because people love hearing you chew while you're talking into a microphone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so guys, tell me about your podcast a little bit so people here can see what you guys do.
That's a loaded question. So our podcast is 5 years old.
Today.
Actually today. Yeah. And we started just with focusing on the local beer scene. We wanted to we have a lot of, well, at the time, 5 years ago, we thought we had a lot of breweries, and now we have
56 when we first
a
started.
lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a
300
lot
plus.
more in the state. And we wanted some engagement with beer drinkers and the beer makers, you know, and we just thought, hey, there's nobody that's doing a locally focused podcast in the, you know, in the Raleigh Triangle area, and we just figured we'd do it. So we got up with Joe Ovius here at 99.9 The Fan, and he was like, sure, come on in, let's make something happen. That's how it happened.
Cool, and you guys, I know you have a lot of food guests as well, a lot of restaurants, right?
We do, yeah. We'll either have a food truck come in, and we also do the BeerCon Craft Beer Music Festival in Holly Springs, which is October 12th this year. Tickets on sale at beercon.com if you want to check it out. But so yeah, we have food trucks at the beer festival. So during the year, we kind of interview them by letting them come and bring us food on the podcast. And Adam, as you can see, wearing his Mason Jar shirt. He's part of the Mason Jar restaurant.
They gave me this.
Yeah, well, he's part of the Mason Jar restaurant family as well as the lager company. So a lot of times we'll have Mason Jar food. My Way Tavern, which is one of our sponsors of BeerCon, they will give us food a lot of times, and you know, we always have restaurants. We like to talk food, and having you on today.
Like to eat food.
We like to eat food, but yeah, we like to talk it as well. And having you on today with your sustainable farm, man, I'm excited.
All right, well, that was, I'm pretty excited to go in and start filming.
Yeah.
Not filming, recording.
It's air conditioned in there. So
Yeah, it is.
much
Well, you
fun.
can film too. You might get some good shots.
Yeah. We'll do some filming, and we'll probably include that here, but decided to connect with you guys again. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
And sort of, you know, talk a little bit about local food. I know we're going to talk with Sean as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, Sean Lily Wilson from Full Steam.
Yeah, which, you know, I sell vegetables too, but also some basil for some of their beer that just got brewed. And yeah, just a proponent of local food. And yes, yeah, so that's going to be super cool. And yeah, do you guys do stuff with other farmers or other local growers or anything like that?
You're our first one.
I'm the first one?
Absolutely.
That's crazy. That's awesome. I'm lucky.
It might be a trend though.
No other farmers have been brewers in the past, so
Maybe
That
more.
doesn't make
Maybe
sense.
more down the road. We'll see. All right, cool. Let's get on to that.
So, Josh formerly in the beer world, left and kind of went a completely different route here. You've started your own organic farm, right?
Yep.
It's all completely organic.
We're not certified organic, but for all intents and purposes, sure.
Right. So just start from there. Like, what is that you're doing now?
So after leaving the beer world, I sort of had to figure out something else to do, and it took a little while to figure out what that was. I sort of fell into it. My wife and I bought a 2-acre property in North Raleigh and really wanted to try to live a little bit more of a sustainable life, and started with chickens, which is sort of the gateway thing for farming and gardening.
It's the gateway farming drug.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get some chickens first. That's like the first thing you got to do. And then from there, started setting up some beds to grow some vegetables for our family, and I just kind of went overboard and got really into it and sort of set it up in a very professional way, and families and friends they wanted to buy some produce, and it sort of just started that way. And
so it started just as you wanted to do it for your family, sustainably.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. When did it kind of make that turn? Hey, maybe we have something here. We've got way too much for just our family now, and some people are interested. When did that happen?
I think I'm also an entrepreneur, so in the back of my head, it was always like, well, this could be
Sure.
something, you know? But yeah, just talking to friends, they were like, you know, a lot of people I know, they don't know a farmer. They don't know where to connect with a farmer. And so for them, they were looking for something like a CSA, you know, community supported agriculture box of food delivered to their house, something like that. But they just didn't know anybody. So they were like, yeah, we'll take whatever you're selling. So that's sort of how it started. It was very informal, and that sort of turned into how I'm selling now for the most part.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about your methods, because that was the one thing that jumped out to me. You have your own YouTube channel now. You've got Satin Hill Farm. You can be followed on Facebook. And you're constantly on, you have a great presence on social media. And one of your, I guess one of the first videos that I noticed was on some of like your raking and some other things that you're doing that aren't, you know, I guess considered typical of this day and age. What's that about?
Yeah, so I know your audience is probably not very familiar with this kind of stuff, but
Sure.
So try to keep it as simple as possible. This is sort of an old school way of farming. This is non-tractor farming, so I don't have a tractor. I don't till the ground, which is very common in farming, is when you're done with the crop or before you plant, you rototill it and you disturb the soil. So the main thing that I'm focused on is soil health and soil biology. And so I don't till, and I maintain all of the biology in the soil. And that does a lot of things. And the main thing is that you get healthier plants. But the other thing is that the nutrients are available all the time for the plants to uptake. So you get much more nutrient-dense food, you get much more flavorful food. And we do not use any insecticides or pesticides whatsoever. So this is a very natural way of farming. It has its challenges for sure. It's very physical as well for the farmer, and it's on small acreage. But because of the way I grow things very close together, the yields are just still incredible, and you can make it work with very small land.
Well, yeah, that's what I was impressed by. You said off air that you're growing basically on an eighth of an acre, and you're feeding about 40 families a box a week or something like that. You said. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, we're doing about 20 families right now.
About 20,
but
okay.
we're starting with some restaurants too.
Right.
And right now on that eighth of an acre, we have more capacity than I'm selling right now. So, you know, I grow mainly
You're
salad
in the
greens.
chickens.
In the
Come on,
chickens,
you're in the
yeah.
So it's a we.
Yeah. And our one goose. And
The protector
For
of
the
all.
Fagua.
yeah, he's Larry. He's our guard goose.
Love it.
Yeah, we do a lot of greens, a lot of lettuce and salad greens, baby greens, but we're doing some seasonal crops too. You know, we do cucumbers and patty pan squash and tomatoes, and we're gonna do some green beans, so some stuff like that. But you know, the bigger thing for me is to make it work, you do have to grow a lot of high value crops that are quick to grow. So, you know, microgreens especially, because you can grow them. They're, you know, 7 to 10 days to grow microgreens from seed to harvest. So they're very quick. Yeah. But that's a real niche product, and you have to make sure you can sell them. But a lot of the field greens, like lettuce, for example, I get a lot of yield on that stuff.
How often do you have to rotate things?
Basically, when the crops,
seasonality wise.
oh, on my beds, they get turned over 4 to 6 times a year.
Okay.
So very high rotation. This is very not typical for, you know, conventional farming.
So what is your what is lettuce growing season? Like
All year.
Is it all year? So
Yeah, so that's been tricky because that's another reason why you don't see a lot of locally grown lettuce is because it's so hot and humid here in the summer. So you have to grow it a little bit differently. You have to pick very specific varieties, and you don't get multiple cuts off of it usually in the summertime. So, you know, you'll get your one cut, and that's pretty much it. But, you know, I start those plants inside. To get lettuce to germinate, it germinates around 70 degrees. So if you just plant it out in the field, it won't grow.
Unless it's spring or fall.
Right.
For like that 1 week of spring and fall we get in North Carolina.
Exactly. So I think in general, I'll speak generally quickly. I think there's a lot of information out there, and it's hard for consumers right now. It's you know, what does the word organic mean? Most people don't know what that means anymore.
Sure.
You know,
It's what I see on the side of the yogurt.
and everyone goes, "Oh, it's organic. It's better." Well, the reality is, organic's not what it started out to be, you know, decades ago, and so. And it's challenging because consumers need to like know more about food and talk to people and figure that out. And, you know, for us, you know, we're growing without any pesticides or insecticides. And, you know, our main inputs right now are compost and alfalfa meal. And that is it. I'm not using any synthetic fertilizers. You know, this is really to grow the healthiest possible plants for people to buy.
Yes, but you're not completely out of the industry now. Obviously, you're on our beer podcast, but you are one of your customers is a brewery,
Absolutely.
right? So Full Steam. We're gonna have Sean here on here in a minute, but
I've been bringing produce to the restaurant for a little while now, working with Chef Derek over there, and yeah, it's been awesome. Derek, I've been loving working with him, and he's been really enjoying all the stuff I'm bringing him. And then, ran into Sean and looking for some basil, and I'm like, yeah, I got a couple pounds, so I know he needs a lot. And one of the best things is, Sean's such an advocate for local food,
Yeah.
and so it was cool. And I got to the day that I brought in basil, I was hanging out in the brewery, I hadn't been in a brewery in a while, so that was kind of interesting.
well, and
for
you
me.
did. That's on your YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I
You
did a little video about that. Yep.
That's really
It's fun
cool.
to be in the brewery when it's not yours, right?
Yeah. I'm just like, no, I can just leave now. I don't have to.
Hey, thanks guys. It's like having grandkids.
So we're pouring Southern Basil now, and that's kind of the farm-driven beer, especially now that it's 99% local. But we're doing anything from local farms, from our house salad, which is really the Satin Hill house salad. It's pretty much.
So what we just
all-
had for lunch.
I
I made that here in the break room.
Basically,
It's great.
yeah. And to dishes like Country Captain. Have you ever heard of Country Captain?
No.
It's kind of a classic low country dish. It has a sort of Indian influence with curry and raisins and Carolina Gold rice and local duck. That sounds
wonderful.
It's really quite good.
Well, this has been fun.
It's been one of the most enjoyable ones I've had from the time we sat down to eat
I don't
the
care.
salad.
I don't care if anybody else didn't like it.
Right,
I had
right.
a great time.
From the time we sat down, well, from the time I saw Josh pull up in the parking lot, I didn't know you were our guest today, to him laying out the things and us making a salad to the conversation. It's been fantastic.
Hey, so I just finished recording that episode with the 919 Beer guys, and yeah, it's just super neat to connect with them and talk a little bit about local food and that sort of thing, and also, talk a little bit more with Sean from Full Steam. I do a lot of stuff with them, so it's really cool how much they support local agriculture. I think that's super cool. And yeah, so if you're interested in checking out the podcast, I'll post a link down below. Or if you're in the area and you want to learn more about local beer, check out them. They've been doing this for a while, and I've connected with them a lot about beer in the past, and they're both great guys, and really like supporting the local community. So anyways, I hope this was cool. I know it's another beer related thing, but that's, I've connected with these guys and everyone's sort of supportive of it. So if you like this sort of thing, maybe we'll do some more, I don't know, but like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you in the next one.
This is a lot like Asheville, but pardon this, but without all the dirty kids. And my daughter lived up there for 3 years, and
She's since showered.
well, yeah, but not often. No, just kidding. She does.
So Sean Lilly Wilson, Full Steam,
Yes.
not Full Stream,
No, that's the sign above our bathrooms.
Raleigh
And
Durham area. Well, Raleigh Durham's basically one place. We know that. We've talked
Yeah,
about
of
that
course it
several
is.
times on the podcast.
I didn't know you
It's
felt
the
that
same
way.
thing.
Okay.
It's the same. It's all Raleigh Durham.
And then where you live is a
That's what
different
we
area?
call it.
Yeah, where he lives is totally a different area.
Easy.
Yeah.